All right, here we go. This one's going to be a 40 Smith & Wesson versus 357 SIG test. Today we're going to be testing out the Federal HST. So I have actually done this test in the past. It was my very first gel test, but I wanted to revisit and recreate this one because it was a really fun one. So for the 40, that one is 155 grain HST. Does have a nice wide hollow point cavity on that one. Does have your standard brass case, and I believe that one is rated at 1240 feet per second. It's usually pretty warm. I know their standard 155 is at about 1160, but I believe this one's a little bit warmer. And for the 357 SIG, that one also has a nice wide hollow point cavity. This one does have your nickel plated brass on that, and this one is rated at 1360 feet per second. So this will be a subcompact test or a short barrel. So for the 40, we do have our Glock 27. That is a 3.42 inch barrel. And for our 357 SIG, we have our Glock 33. That is also 3.42 inch. So we'll be going through our gel. It is a 10% block. We do have our catch block behind that. So a total of 22 inches of gel. 4 layers of cotton tissue on the front. And like always, we'll set up our chronograph so we can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see how these rounds do head to head. First one up will be that 40 Smith & Wesson. All right, we're stepping back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. So it looks like our impact velocity on that was 1126 feet per second. So normally when I test that, we're about 1170-ish. So a little bit low there, but still pretty good to see for that 40. All right, let's see how we did. So it does look like we have a pretty good entry right there. Nice good hit. You can actually see down in there like always, and a pretty good star pattern so far. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, it's pretty nice so far. So you got a nice good stretch cavity in there. See if we can clear that up. There we go. Going all the way through. Does look like it did settle down a little bit, and I don't believe we made it into that second block. You can see that round sitting right in between there, but not too bad so far. So let's see what kind of stretch we have on that. Might be a little bit difficult to read. Let's see. It's going to be kind of hard to see until we actually cut it open to our cross section, but let's see. We'll do the best we can. So it looks like we're right at about 2.5 inches. So actually not too bad for that from the top. So let's check it out from the side. Hopefully we get a good look here from the side. So I believe the camera's picking that one up. So it looks like we came in pretty much as soon as it came in, started opening up. Got some really nice cuts going so far. Really good spiral cuts going. And like I said, it did start to settle down maybe that last inch or so. And then we just made it out of that block, and it did not make it into that second one. So let's see our measurement from the side here. So from here, we are just at about 2.25 inches. It's a little bit smaller from the side. Like I said, we will cut this open to do our cross sections, get a little bit more accurate measurement. Well, let's check it out. So like I said, you can see that round right down in there. So not too bad. So we did make it our 11, just over 11 inches, but did not make it into that second block. So let's set up for that 357 SIG and see how that one does. All right, I'll show that cavity real quick from the top just in case we end up colliding with that one. But really good spiral cuts, and like I said, I did remeasure that. It's right at 2.5 inches. So pretty darn good there. So let's see what that 357 SIG can do. All right, we're stepping back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. All right, our impact velocity on that one was 1,335 feet per second. So pretty much average what I'm getting for that short barrel. So really good to see there. All right, so let's check that entry out. So it looks like I got a pretty good hit on that one. And same with that one, you can see right down in that cavity and pretty good star pattern. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, that one's really nice. Looks like it definitely got a little bit more damage in that 40, but it does look like we do have a blowout there too on the top. Pretty good stretch. There's a couple fragments. Did start to flatline a little towards the end. There's another fragment, and we did actually make it into that second block with this one. So really good to see. So let's see if we can get a decent measurement on this one. So it looks like we are right at 2 3/4 for that. So that one was 2 1/2, so just a little bit more for that SIG, but definitely more. So let's check it out from the side. Oh yeah, same thing on the side. Hopefully the camera's picking this side up also. But you can see as soon as that one did come in, got a pretty good stretch. There is a fragment sitting down in there. And it looks like it carried through most of the block. It did start to settle down maybe that last ½ inch or so where there is another fragment. And then we did make it into that second block. So let's see if we can get a measurement right here. So like I said, we did have that blowout. So it's pretty much all the way to the top. So about 2 1/8 inches from from the side. So good to see there. And it looks like you see that round is facing downward. Right to the edge of that, we are at 2 1/4 inches. So we made it 13 1/4 inches of penetration on that. So not too bad at all. So let's check them out one more time from the top. So the one on the right is that 40, one on the left is that 357 SIG. So you can see that one came in, opened up really nice, has some really distinct spiral cuts in there. Going all the way through. Did flatline pretty quick because we did dump quite a bit of energy there towards the beginning. And that one was sitting right in between those blocks. And for the 357 SIG, same with that one. Pretty much opened up immediately. Got some really nasty damage there. Pretty good star pattern also. There is a couple fragments in here. Did settle down a little bit, and we did catch it there in that second block. So let's pull these rounds and see what they look like. All right, check those things out. They both look really nice. They both got some really nice expansion. So the one on the right is that 40, one on the left is that 357 SIG. So here is that 40. Like I said, really nice. Pretty much picture perfect on that. You can see a little bit of that texture pattern there on that lead, but man, did they open up really nice. Perfect mushrooming, and that is one nasty round. Nice and sharp petals. But really good to see for that 40. And that 357 SIG, same thing, man, just perfect uniform expansion. And same thing with that kind of texture pattern on that lead. But perfect mushrooming on that one also. This one does have quite a bit of gel. Still kind of stuffed down in there, so we will rinse it out here at the end before we get all our pictures and all that good stuff. But really nice to see for both of those. So here they are from the bottom. You can definitely tell that 40 is a little bit bigger there on the right. And one more time from the top. There we go. So that one was 40 Smith & Wesson versus 357 SIG, Federal HSTs. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, here's that cross section for that 40. You can see some nice big splitting going on. A little bit of that cotton t-shirt got drug in. Same on this side. Pretty nasty damage, actually. I did remeasure both of these sides. At their widest points, they're 2 1/2 inches, but on average, they're about 2 1/4. So quite a bit of damage going on right there. I think there's a fragment, and you can see a fragment down in there also, but pretty good cutting so far. So let's cut this open. All right, and here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side, this top is the left. But you can see right there, as soon as this thing came in, probably 1/4 inch, started opening up really nicely. Did drag in quite a bit of that cotton t-shirt. The thing did have a really wide hollow point cavity, so kind of expected there, but nice big stretch cavity going all the way through. And some pretty nasty cuts down in there. Pretty deep, actually. And same with this top. Opened up really quickly as soon as it came in. Looks like there's some really, really small lead fragments in there. It didn't shed anything really, but you can see some really small fragments. There's another one there. But same thing with this one. Nice wide stretch cavity. Pretty good tearing and cutting going on. And a ton more of that cotton t-shirt. So that thing was moving out pretty good and doing quite a bit of damage. So there we go. There was that 40 Smith & Wesson. All right, and here's that cross section for that 357 SIG. This one did quite a bit of damage also. Really nice splitting and star pattern going on here in this gel. And same with this one. This one actually did shed a few more petals in there. A little bit more fragmentation going on. It was moving quite a bit faster, so definitely let a few of those petals go, but some nice big splits. I did remeasure these. These are averaging about 2.5 inches, and then up at its widest spots, they're about 2 3/4. It was a little bit harder to actually get measurements because this path kind of, here was our 40. It kind of collided with the 40, so it was a little bit harder to actually get some really good readings. So it might have been a little bit more, but on average about 2 3/4 inches. So pretty good there. So let's cut it open. All right, here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right, this top is the left. So you can see here, as soon as that thing came in by that 1/4 inch mark, started opening up really nicely. Got some pretty good cuts and tears going on. You can see that nice big stretch going all the way through. But same as that last one, did drag in quite a bit of that cotton t-shirt. It's kind of hard to open this one up right here, but yeah, there's still quite a bit of fabric in there and some really deep, nice deep cuts. Same on this top side. You can see right there where it came in, kind of parachuted open. Nice big stretch going all the way through. There's that fragment that it did drop. And same on this side. Ton of that fabric that got drug in. But that one did have a pretty wide hollow point cavity also, so kind of expected there. It looks like there's another fragment under there. But yeah, ton of damage going on. Definitely pretty good, especially for those short barrels. Those things were still moving out pretty good and creating quite a bit of damage. So really good to see there. So there was that 357 SIG HST.